Hey guys, um, I've got a question for you. In a SHTF situation, would you be cold hearted or would you be soft hearted? I was asked this question by a couple of people, why I have the outlook I have. All my videos, I've said I wouldn't help anybody. I don't care, man, woman, or child. And everybody says, well, why, Mike? You need community. You need others to help. Yeah, you do need a community. You do need others to help. You do need a group. I agree 150% on that. Now, if I'm with a group, yes, I would help. I would contribute. I would give to the group. But my question is, everybody nowadays has TVs. They have radios. They have phones. They can get on the internet and they can find out what's going on. They can get on YouTube and find out, what's going on. People writes books, makes videos. There's even TV programs having people to prep. And I have talked to so many people with kids, with babies, and people think I'm nuts. They think I'm crazy. Oh, nothing's going to happen. You're just wasting your money. Now, my question is, if there's a mom and a kid with her kid, and it's an SHTF situation, and they come up to the fence or to the door or whatever asking for help, why should I help them? If I give them food and they go away, they're going to tell others. And before you know it, I'm going to have a horde at my front porch or my front lawn wanting food, wanting handouts. Um, and if I do help them and let them in, that means her kid and her is going to take away from my babies, my boys, because they were not willing to prepare. They were not wanting to prepare. So I cannot see the point of helping somebody that don't want to help themselves. I may be considered a cold-hearted SOB for not helping. I people's going to, call me this and call me that. But I still don't understand why should I help somebody who has common enough sense, has the world at their fingertips, knowing what's going on, but they decide not to prep, then want to come to my house and for me to help them? Guys, answer me that question. Why should I help? If they have the know-how, the knowledge, you could turn it on any, there's TV shows, there's internet, there's everything to know that you should be prepping. I'm just not that type of person. If I'm with a group, family and friends, yes, I would help. I would I wouldn't let the group take advantage of me, but I would help people out. And meaning, if I have 100 pounds of rice saved back, I'm going to give 80% of that rice, but I'm going to keep 20% of that rice held back for my boys to eat. If all that rice gets ate up and there's no other food around, my boys are going to eat. Some people's going to disagree with that, but It just depends on how much you love your kids. Do you want to see your kids eat, or do you want to see other kids eat? I'm sorry. I choose my kids. You know, so, you know, that's going to be you know, a lot of people are going to say, oh, I would help, I would help. But in a SHTF situation where there's no way you can restock your food or your medical or anything like that, the people who saying right now in this reality, oh, I'm going to help people, when it gets real bad, they're the first ones that's going to say, oh no, get away, I'm not helping you. I'm being honest and upfront telling people, if you're unprepared and you don't want to prep, don't come knocking at my door. I don't care if you got 20 kids. I got 3 boys in there that I got to take care of. You know, and yeah, I've watched a few other videos that, you know, people saying, oh, I would help them. I would help. It's the Christian thing to do. You got to think of something. You know, I've told you guys before, I'm not a Christian. But you got to stop and you got to think. In a shit hit the fan situation, you're going to have to take your Christian morals and put them aside if you want your family to live. Now, I'm going to get some comments on that. I'm not saying give up your faith. I'm saying you're going to have to put your Christian morals aside, meaning you're going to have to let people starve to death in order for your family to live and to eat. You know, so you're going to have to really. It's going to be. It's not going to be an easy decision for a lot of people. You know, it's not. You know, and a lot of people says, well, Mike, how can you live with yourself having that outlook? The way I'm going to be able to live with myself is watching my 3 boys eat and grow up. That's the bottom line. That is the bottom line for me. My 3 boys to grow up to eat. That's how I'm going to be able to sleep good at night, knowing I might let other people starve to death. Or I might have to shoot other people who's trying to come in and take food from me, trying to do what I'm doing, feeding my boys. They're going to be coming in trying to steal and raid and getting food to feed their family, but I'm going to have to take them out in order to protect my boys. Now, is that harsh? Yeah, but that's going to be the world, and people's going to have to realize that. It's not going to be, you know, you and your friends gathered by a campfire sharing hot dogs together singing Kumbaya while the world's going to hell. You know, but a lot of people thinks, oh, you know, you got to help your neighbors out because you might need them one day. Your neighbors got to help themselves out and not rely on people to help them out. You know, one of my sub-friends, DIY Camper, he made a video about snipers. And we've had a discussion, you know, we had a discussion a little bit on a few comments, and he's told me, well, if I want help, that don't go outside because somebody's going to snipe me. That's true. That could possibly happen. But I kind of know. I know enough to what's the words I'm looking for? Protect my area from somebody like that, because 99% of the people out there who's going to try to pretend to be snipers are not going to be snipers. They don't have the training. They're going to give themselves away. And so I'm not really worried about people like that sniping me. And but if it gets really hairy, really bad, I'm leaving this area. I've got my bug out area. I've got the high ground, and it's going to be booby trapped, you know. So snipers. Yeah, you might have to deal with somebody with a rifle with a scope, taking people out. That's yeah, that's a given. But I know enough to take care of myself in that situation, you know. But yeah, he does have a good point there. I'm not knocking him. I respect his outlook on this, and I understand where he's coming from as well. I can understand both sides of the fence there. But a lot of people will want to help people, but there's so many things that could go wrong. If you let people in to help, you're cutting your food rations and your medical down. You're giving food away to people that your kids might need 3 months from now. You could get somebody in here who is a front for another group, and they come in here acting like they're starving to death, and yeah, they might have a kid with them, or baby, because that might be a front. They get in there and they find out what you have, and they might stay, say a week or so. Then one day you wake up and they're not there, and they're reporting back to the other groups of what you have, how many you are, giving your layout of everything. A lot of people don't think about that. Infiltration. That's going to happen a lot. There's just so much, that people don't take into consideration. They think, oh, it's the Christian way, it's the Christian thing to do, it's the humane thing to do, is help your fellow man. No, it's not. Not in a SHTF situation. No, it's not. Because your fellow man should have enough common sense to have food set back, to have medical supplies set back. I'm not rich. I can't afford to go out and drop $200 and $300 every week on supplies. But I do what I can, even if it's $5 a week. I'm buying stuff up, setting back. It's not hard to prep food back. It's really not, especially if you live around a Dollar Tree. Give up your Starbucks coffee for 2 days, and what's that? $10, $12 for 2 cups of coffee? You take that $10 or $12 and go to the Dollar Tree and buy you up some food. Start setting that back. Leave the bottle of wine alone for a week, and take that money from that bottle of wine, or that bottle of Jack, or that 12-pack of beer. Set it back. Instead of buying the wine or the bottle of Jack Daniels or the 12-pack of beer, take that money and put it on prepping, buying food. Instead of going out to eat and spending between $30 and $50 for a meal out at these restaurants, take that money, buy preps with it, buy food, buy medical, buy flashlights, buy what you need. I mean, you can get on any channel on YouTube. There's hundreds, there's thousands of people telling you, hey, you need this, you need that, you need this, you need that. And make your own decision of what you need. But being Yeah, I would be a cold-hearted SOB. Yes, I would. And there's a lot of us out there that would be a cold-hearted SOB. And there's a lot of us out there that I say will be able to protect ourselves from people who's wanting to come in and take what we got. In order to be a cold-hearted SOB, you have to be willing to say no, piss off, and you're going to have to be willing to pull that trigger first to get your point across. And I have no issues with doing either one. And I know there's a lot of you guys out there the same way. So I guess I'm going to be in good company when I say I would be a cold-hearted SOB in a SHTF situation, because there's a lot of us going to be that way. And the ones who say they wouldn't, that they would help, when they start seeing their food dwindling and they can't feed themselves or feed their boys or their kids because they're helping others, then that's when the sky is going to fall and hit them in the head, and they're going to realize they screwed up and they should have listened. They should have had a cold heart instead of a soft, weak heart, because now they're going to be the ones going out trying to get food and trying to steal and raid, and they're the ones going to get killed, and they're the ones that their kids are going to be wondering where mama and daddy is, and they're going to be laying in a ditch or in a field or in a yard somewhere dead because they wanted to help somebody else and they ran out of food, so they had to go and try to rob and steal, and they wind up getting killed by a cold-hearted SOB. So, that's my outlook on it. I mean, but everybody's going to have a different outlook, and everybody has the right to have a different outlook. Right now, as it stands, I would help people out. I have helped people out. And but right now is not a shit hit the fan situation. We're in kind of easy times right now. In a SHTF situation, that's going to be hard times, and you're going to have to get hard. You're going to have to get a hard heart and thick skin and no remorse, no sympathy. Unless you got to have that, you got to be that way. Even if you're in a group and you got a soft-hearted person in the group wanting to let 10 people in a week, you're going to have to step up and put a foot in that person's butt and say, no, we're not letting nobody else in because it's going to take our food away. Because, you get a lot of people, everybody's going to go through meal. They're going to eat a lot of food. And if you try to hold back food, saying, well, you can just have one meal a day out of a big group, you're going to get a mutiny on you, and the group's going to fall apart. People don't think about that. They're wanting to be fed. They're wanting their kids to be fed, and one meal a day ain't going to cut it for most people. And letting their, me, it wouldn't bother me to have one meal a day, but my boys, no, they need 2 or 3 meals a day in order to keep them healthy and going. But, think about what I said. How would you guys be? And, because this is an issue that you guys are going to have to face, real quick in a SHTF situation. But tell me what you think. And check out DIY Camper. He's got all kinds of videos on his. And he's a good guy. Like I said, I respect his outlook on things. He's a cool guy. Check him out. And leave a comment below and tell me what you guys think. I don't care if it's good. I don't care if it's bad. Just tell me what you guys think. But anyway, guys, sorry this video is long, and I hope it got you thinking, because a lot of people don't think about this, you know, the consequences of helping somebody. They just think, they rely on their morals and their faith. That's good and all now, now when times are easy and calm. But when it gets bad, you're going to have to put those two things aside, and you are going to have to get cold-hearted if you want you and your family to survive. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Bye for now.